Good evening and welcome everybody to another Storm Division Week 3 matchup. My name is Isaacs and I'm actually bringing you my first cast in Storm Division. I'm super excited to be here. Gonna get things rolling here. Got these two teams getting into the lobby. We've got a great matchup tonight between Heavy Impact going up against Anti-Clown Association. Two familiars to the scene. Both teams have a long history throughout this. And looking at the standings right now, Heavy Impact coming in with 2 victories so far in their Storm Division, while we have Anti-Clown Association looking, I believe, to get that first win. They definitely have won a few maps here and there, but I believe, let me double check this to make sure that we got these things all set up here. The Anti-Clown Associate, they do have 1 point, so they did win 1 series. So they won 1 series, ended up losing a close one. That one close one that went almost the whole way was against the team Backdoor. Ended up getting the 3-0 domination against Anti-Clown, but they bounced back and won against Regen in a 3-1 series in week number 2. Looking to continue that streak here into week number 3. Let me throw you guys real quick over to the map screen so you can see where we're going today. So Heavy Impact, they won the coin toss, elected to get first pick. The bans came out. Anti-Clown Association went out and banned Sky Temple and also banned Garden of Terror. I don't have the maps updated, so I will make sure I get those updated. For some reason, Volskaya is on the map. That is not the situation there. Meanwhile, Altaric Pass and Dragonshire was banned out by Heavy Impact, and Cursed Hollow is where we are going to go with this first map. I am making sure that these two teams are we got everybody in the lobby just waiting, and I've got to make sure I switch these two teams because Heavy Impact accidentally got moved over to the red side. They were the home team, so they should have been on the blue side. So let me get those swapped over for you guys real quick. I just want to make sure I don't get myself confused as I am introducing these teams when we get through this. But Heavy Impact is definitely sitting on the right side right now, and we are getting underway into game number 1. Gonna be Cursed Hollow. Big map for these two teams. A lot of macro play available for either one of these two teams on such a big map like Cursed Hollow. Looking at potentially getting some boss pickups, quick boss pickups, trading away the Curse Point, looking at champions with the global pressure like Dahaka, Brightwing, Falstead being able to come out, but Nazebo getting the first ban definitely has seen his rise in play with the introduction of the buffs to the Spider Quests, getting a lot of damage, so definitely good focus there by the side of Heavy Impact. Anti-Clown Association ban away the Dahaka, one of those global champions we were talking about, not going to make it here on the map. And Falstead, so here we go, global pressure. Brightwing, really the only one remaining. You can get the global pressure like the Lost Vikings with the macro play. Abathur as well typically comes out on a map like Cursed Hollow due to the fact that he can create not only pressure in the team fight, but soak on the opposite side of the map. So we could see that getting focused there as well. I got to make sure somebody gets this updated. Everything's set up for last night. Somebody didn't get it updated for tonight. So caster is ISX tonight, not Taco. And this is Anti-Clown Association against Heavy Impact, not Backdoor versus Regen. So sorry about that slight delay, but Blaze going to be that final ban coming out from the Anti-Clown Association. So first pick going over. A lot of good options here. Got the Meg, got the Abathur if wanted. Also have a Zeratul. I know Heavy Impact do a very good Zeratul play. Probably not going to pick in the early rotation. Looking for either that Brightwing pickup first or it's going to be the Tychus. That shred potential coming through, the anti-tank, also being able to pump out a lot of damage onto a single target with the grenade to boot on top of it. Need some lockdown for Tychus. Tychus needs to get close to his target, so we'll see what they elect to pair with that. Meanwhile, Anti-Clown Association gonna go ahead, get their first 2 champions here. Anduin available as well. You know, with the potential lockdown, I expect that to maybe be focused by Heavy Impact, but it's gonna be the Hogger Hanzo. Hanzo giving excellent vision and safe poke. Hogger has the ability to get into that backline. And also with a map like Cursed Hollow, with the amount of flank potential you have with these small knit corridors, Hogger can really put the back line of the side of Heavy Impact under duress. Upgrading at level 20, just going crazy with that level 20 talent upgrade. The Anduin is going to be picked up by Heavy Impact. and Diablo. Going to be that lockdown we were talking about for Tychus. Tychus needing one of those champions to really pin down a target. No one better than the Lord of Terror. Going to be able to slam people into walls, flip them over, maybe get an APOC combo as well. Really give Tychus time to just shred into that target, whichever one Diablo chooses. And also has the Light Bomb on top. So going to be able to pick up some of these crisp, clean, ultimate combo, wombo combos coming out from the Heavy Impact. Final ban coming in from Anti-Clown Association. Going to get the Urel. Don't want to see her being one of those terrifying backline pressure champions. Can get in, really wreak havoc, save her Ardent Defender until the time when she absolutely needs it and heals back up. So good ban. If I was the side of Heavy Impact, I was going to say focus a tank. It's going to be the Anubarak, however. Going to get the Beetle out of here. Very devastating in the right hands with the amount of single target lockdown that can come out of a champion, especially when he gets that rewind at level 20. Now we're going to see probably the healer, and I'd anticipate a tank, maybe saving that last damage. Okay, it's going to be another bruiser, so it's going to be the bruiser and the tank. Going to leave the healer for that last pickup. Going to pair the Malthael with the Mei. Mei being able to put down a lot of that CC utility. Can also blind Tychus, save it for the minigun. When he hears the minigun go off, throw the blinding snowball. Make sure Tychus doesn't have that shred potential. Malthael going to be an absolute devastating champion for Diablo to deal with. He's going to have to be very careful on how low he gets with the last rights potential. But Sylvanas and Thrall going to be picked up by Heavy Impact here. Sylvanas going to allow that team to have even faster lane pressure and push potential, even around the curse, but especially with the curse. Thrall having that anti-engage and overall just solid, consistent team fight damage coming out against that triple bruiser. Lucio actually going to be the final pickup, going to be high-fiving any target that Diablo wants to pick. And I mean, Diablo really only has one target he's absolutely looking for. The one thing that you have to be careful with the Lucio, Diablo, very strong counter into Lucio. Since Lucio does like to be on walls, Diablo has a very, very easy pin target if he can get in the position. So we'll have to keep an eye on Valimar, make sure that he's in excellent position for those wall rides. But there you have it. I'll see you all on the other side. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 1, Cursed Hollow. On the blue side, we have Anti-Clown Association. We got Kelsier, 30k on the Hanzo. We got Gothfilth on the Hogger. We got Caesar Salad sitting on the Mei. Dude Abides on the Malthael. And on the Lucio, we got Valimar coming in nice and hot. On the red side, we've got Heavy Impact. We got Mason Blaze on the Thrall. Roger on the Tychus. Tremor on the Diablo. Infrared on that Sylvanas, and Weary Day on that Anduin. Into the mid lane we go. No Sylvanas cheese coming out unless she's just going to try to hard push it to the mid. Hanzo going for that simple geometry, wanting to stack up the W. Going to go heavy into that. Will provide a lot of damage when he gets it with the penetrating arrows at 16. Using this early game just to stack himself up. Meanwhile, the side of Anti-Clown Association just waiting, lurking in these bushes, making sure that there is no shenanigans coming out from the Sylvanas. None to be found. Everybody waiting in the mid lane. And we're going to see the side of Heavy Impact look to get some very crisp rotations with this Diablo. They're going to stick the 3-man with it. It's going to be the Sylvanas and the Anduin looking to get some picks, some single target burst. Maybe try to find this early pick into the Malthael. Malthael sniffing it out, gets the lane push out, just backs himself off here. And with this objective being in the top lane, focus going to be on, looks like it's going to be on the Bruiser camp to start by the Hogger. Curious if he's going to go for the Siege camp. Going to kick the Siege camp second. Electing to get the Bruiser camp first, but Siege camp being picked up by the side of Heavy Impact, just getting this early experience as the Tychus. Tychus not known as the best camp clearer, but can get the job done when he's got a partner in Anduin. Lucio going to go and try and fight over this vision. Anduin making sure none of that happens. And each team going to start in their bot lane, switch it up to the top lane, and get their top camps. Hogger going to definitely excel in this camp clearing adventure, matching up against the Tychus. Meanwhile, Diablo just sitting in these lanes trying to get his souls up as high as he possibly can for this first objective fight. If I was the side of Anti-Clown Association, I'm not looking for a huge fight at level for these first objectives. They seem to synergize more when they get to their level 10s with the composition, letting Hanzo get some of these stacks up, get his ultimate, look for that pick to use the last rites Hanzo combo on. So we may just see the Hanzo and the Mei try and delay as long as we can while Hogger and Malthael get some soak in these off lanes when this first objective comes up into the top lane. Meanwhile, if I'm heavy impact, I'm looking. I've got the early pressure with the Tychus Sylvanas. Got a lot of the burst damage. Going to be able to put some hurt down. Maybe make my asserted dominance over these early game objectives, because once 10s come around, Anti-Clown Association starts to come online with their composition and really starts putting the pain down. Having about a half-level lead so far. A lot of it is in this pressure, these waves that they've been able to clear out. We do see a potential camp invade being set up here by Anti-Clown Association, using the Hanzo just to continue to poke at the stack, sitting on 4 right now, looking to get a couple more before this next big fight. Diablo looking like he wants to go in on the Mei. Doesn't get the stun of the wall, but gets the flips. Mei throwing the Blizzard down and just walking herself away. Objective, or the Siege Camp, going to push in the mid lane, but Malthael actually trying to pick it up, sitting at about 2/3, or 1/3 health, excuse me. Diablo trying to zone everybody off. Is going for the auto attack build. Not a bad build into triple bruiser comp. He's going to be having a lot of people in his face, going to be able to get a lot of these auto attacks off and heal himself up. But this is kind of exactly what Anti-Clown Association wants to do. Using the Hogger down in the bot lane, continuing to grab as much soak as he can. Malthael in the mid lane getting the soak, and using the Mei and the Hanzo just to delay as long as they possibly can. Scatter arrow coming out from the Hanzo. Mei uses the Blizzard. She has the ice, the snowball available, but not going to be able to get close enough to Mei. But Hanzo using the sonic arrow very well to get the delay. We'll see if Mei can get one. Looks like she's not gonna. They're going to be comfortable giving this one up. But a pretty good delay gets it through about half level 7. If they can do that again and get 9s before the second objective. Ooh, Mei's checked the bush. Diablo's there to get the flip. Tries to get away. Does it. Sylvanas on the hunt. Tychus trying to get some straight down, but a root going down. Big root by the Anduin. Diablo committing to this, but doesn't get the flip in time. Hanzo jumps over the wall to safety, and everybody just backs away. Diablo actually running down to the Malthael. Ping's coming down onto the Diablo. Has a Malthael. Malthael does not have the last rites. Mei not able to connect the stun. And the Blizzard will not land, so Tremor going to be able to walk himself away. Thrall here for good measure, just to provide a little bit of assistance. And Sylvanas actually coming in, finding the Lucio. Diablo not healthy enough to get the slam into the wall, electing better of it, not wanting to trade himself for potentially getting the Lucio pick. So everybody going to go back to their soaking game. And the second objective coming online. So Anti-Clown Association doing a great job. They want to get their 9s before this objective is picked up. I believe they will get that, no problem. Meanwhile, bottom camp being picked up by the side of Heavy Impact here. Anti-Clown Association sending Hanzo into the top lane to get it as well. And Hogger actually committing to possibly a delay. Maybe we see Heavy Impact go ahead and give this one up.
Red team draws first blood.
And in the top lane, Thrall actually gets the Malthael. Wins the 1v1. Didn't think there was anybody who was getting low, and with that, they can go ahead and go over to boss. So first blood going over to Heavy Impact. And it looks like it's going to be a straight up boss trade here. Advantage definitely at a Heavy Impact, but they won't have enough time, I believe, to get the invade unless Diablo gets himself down and in position right away. Boss only had about quarter health loss so far. Picked up here by the side of Heavy Impact and electing to go ahead and just push with the boss. Thrall going to back. Diablo going to siege up the mid lane. So a boss apiece. It's going to be a straight up boss trade. And now 10s coming online with that first blood. Heavy Impact now won the race to 10s. We got the Wailing Arrow coming in from the Sylvanas. Commandeer Odin from the Tychus. We got the Holy World Salvation from the Anduin. Earth Shatter, or Sundering Blow, excuse me, from the Thrall there. And Diablo still holding on, deciding where he wants to go. Anticipated to be the APOC instead of the Lightning Breath, and there it is. APOC picked up by Diablo, but 10s now also online for the side of Anti-Clown Association. So Dragon Strike from the Hanzo, Hortipult from the Hogger. Last Strike's picked up by the Malthael, who's looking to get one stack of it here on the Thrall, but the Sundering knocks Malthael away, getting fairly low. And Thrall is just going to be able to walk himself away. Meanwhile, Heavy Impact getting a huge seed with this Odin in the top lane. Nobody on Anti-Clown Association responding to this. Dragon Strike being thrown down by the Hanzo. It is going to be the Ice Wall by the Mei and the High Five by the Lucio, the remaining two ultimates. But look at the value coming out in the top lane. Heavy Impact just pushing this all the way in, and that is the power of Sylvanas, but Diablo goes in with the APOC, flips on the Mei, but a good High Five negates that. Tychus taking quite a bit of damage, Sylvanas having to get a reposition, but a big root coming in from the Thaw, catches the Lucio out, and that will be a kill for Heavy Impact. Disengage from the Mei, but she gets rooted, passive pop, and she should go down. Has no way really to escape. Second kill gonna go down. Diablo wants more, hunting himself in, but the keep did fall to the boss. So that is 2 kills and a keep picked up by Heavy Impact. Nice solid play all around, able to pull that trigger and get a keep. So that's huge value, only losing their bottom fort and maybe just a couple towers here in the bot lane. So very good trade by the side of Heavy Impact. Gonna be able to pick up their second objective. Really all they traded away for it was that second objective, but it wasn't the important one they needed to fight. And they had the pushing power with the Commandeer Odin and the Sylvanas passive. And that was what we were talking about in the draft. Sylvanas, you know, who needs Curse when you have Sylvanas to turn off the towers? Gets a really strong push onto that keep. And now they are sitting in the driver's seat, have the 13 advantage, and gonna be able to set up really nicely for this final objective in the top lane. With top lane pressure continuing to build in against that Malthael. Malthael did not get the stack of last rights like he's hoping for. Looking for that magical number 5, so at level 20 he can just be like, you know what, it's mine now. But Diablo thought about it for a second, looking for the Hanzo, still kind of deciding if he wants to go, electing to go ahead and clear the minions. Tries to jump onto the Hogger, but a nice timed Unstoppable is going to get him spinning away. Not really worried too much about that. And the Ice will actually be committed by Mei. She catches Tychus out, throws down the Blizzard, has the whole thing available. Hortipult into the back, it's 2-man stun, but the Unstoppable by the Odin gets Tychus away. He's going to go against the Malthael. Dragon Strike, a nice zoning strike, keeping the team separated 2-2, but the APOC comes down. It is going to be the Holy Word getting interrupted, and we get the flip onto the Mei. Mei getting very low, going to go down here first. Hogger tried to get into the back line, but isn't able to get away. The absolute healing coming out of the Anduin is insane. Diablo using those souls to be very tanky. It's going to be 1-0 so far for Heavy Impact. Hogger trying to draw everyone away while actually, Hogger went in here. He committed to this fight and is going to pay for it. Really had nowhere to run. Tried to get himself away, but we do have another fight up here. Hanzo jumping over the wall. Looking like Diablo is the focus here. Doesn't have the simple geometry quite finished yet. Trying to get those last 2 stacks to get that damage increase. And they're just going to back off. Give this curse over to the side of Heavy Impact and try to defend their lanes. This bot lane is pushed out very far. And maybe able to get the fort. The rest of the team going to probably commit to this 5-man push in the mid lane. Using the well first, get themselves healthy, and then set up the siege. Diablo getting APOC up in about another 30 seconds. Not going to look for a huge engage unless somebody steps a toe out of line. Looking for the Lucio, gets the flip, doesn't have the reset at 16. Probably not going to go it in the first place, so doesn't have the lockdown available yet for that kind of an engage for Tychus. But making sure that Lucio, you know, is aware of the Diablo engage potential. 12 more seconds at Diablo. Ooh, a big sundering down to the Lucio. Lucio getting rooted out by the Anduin as well. The engage is there, but Lucio able to get himself away, and now the counter engage by the Malthael. Dragon Strike catches Sylvanas, and she will go down. Ice Wall onto the Diablo. It's a 1-for-1 trade so far, but Diablo is in a really rough position. Hogger jumping in the backline. Anduin is able to use the passive to get Diablo out, and here comes the re-engage. Diablo gets the APOC. It does not connect. Hogger trying to spin this Diablo down with the Mei. Tychus, meanwhile, just walking all the way forward. The salvation is down, the damage is done, and Hanzo and Lucio both falling down. Mei trying to get herself to safety, but the delay was pretty successful. No keeps have fallen yet. We'll see what Tychus and Thrall can do here. 3 siege minions are hitting the core, and that core shield is getting fairly low. Hogger should be able to save it, but there's a big stack of minions in this bot lane continuing to push, and the mid keep is not long for this world. Again, it looked a little hairy for a second with the Sylvanas falling right away, but Heavy Impact able to disengage cleanly, get back in the fight. Somehow Tychus just walks into them with the Odin and able to pick up 2 kills on the Lucio and Hanzo. Well done by the side of Heavy Impact, having a much stronger second half. When these 10 came online, I thought that's when Anti-Clown's comp would come online, but Heavy Impact showing their dangers just as well with the 10s. And now setting up for the play. They're anticipating the rotation, sense it. Diablo's in the backline looking for the Hanzo, instead finds a Malthael. Now the engage goes down. Icewall hits onto one target, but it is the Anduin. Malthael trying to run himself away. The silence onto the Hogger. A big Dragon Strike catches Tychus out of position, and so that will be one pickup by Anti-Clown. They're continuing to chase. Hanzo going to put down a lot of damage, likes to chase. We get the pull and the root going down to the Mei, the unstoppable pop, but here comes the APOC getting the flip. High five timed perfectly, so Mei continues to fight. Second pull by the Anduin into the Holy Word, negates that last rites by the Malthael. Well done by Anduin to save his Diablo, but Hanzo is not done, wanting to get a few more minions, can't find them all, and this is going to be Bruiser Camp stolen away. So a little bit of late game comeback potential by the Anti-Clown Association. Get the kill, get the camp, looking for more, maybe catch the Anduin out, but Anduin able to get himself away, and the core minions are just continuing to build. Gonna have to send somebody back to answer this. But so far keeping everyone except their Malthael there. Tychus is alive, can get to the fight. Malthael's got to clear the minions and run his way back. No shield has fallen yet. And Malthael may have just saved it.
Gather tribute.
But everybody else still waiting. Hogger going to be able to get himself away.
The choice is simple.
And now Malthael is on the way in. They're all putting out a significant amount of damage on the Mei. And we're seeing a good delay here coming in. You know, Heavy Impact want to delay this as long as they can. Be like, you know, we're not going to start the boss, but you have to stay here because if you leave, we're going to start the boss. Hogger electing, get all the way in, gets a big stun onto the Tychus. The last right is going to pick up that kill. So Hogger able to pull that trigger, get in there. The Sundering Blow from the Thrall is able to knock everyone away, but Lucio's in, gets a knockback. The Holy Word goes down. Here comes the counter engage from Diablo, gets the kill onto the Lucio, gets the stun on Malthael. Malthael continuing to put down the damage, is right in the middle of the team where Malthael wants to be. Thrall will be next to fall. Hanzo in the backline, fighting against the Diablo. Diablo actually getting the reset now. 16s are available, so he is going to get the damage, but it's a 3-for-2 pickup by the side of Anti-Clown Association. And unfortunately, Anduin just ran out of mana to heal everybody, but the minions are continuing to press. 2 keeps down. It is going to be a very, very tough gig for the Anti-Clown Association to get a lot of map pressure and make sure that they don't lose their core. But Malthael doing a very good job so far. We'll see if he can keep that up. But Anti-Clown, it's a tough order to come back, but they are chipping away at this. Slowly finding their way back into the game, trying to get the delay, but ultimately going to give it up. Don't need to fight over this point, but can't give up the boss in the top as it could spell doom for their game 1 hopes. Meanwhile, the side of Heavy Impact sitting on that almost level lead can just wait this one out, get to their Storm talents, and use that 20 to really put the nail in the coffin if they can find the engage they're looking for. So we'll see if the side of Anti-Clown find that fight before the 20s come online. Mei trying to sneak it out, scout out the bush. Diablo does the same, each scouting out that very important bush, recognizing where each other is. But the side of Heavy Impact, they have the passive XP, so they don't have to be aggressive. They can just wait. It's got to be on the side of Anti-Clown to find the fight. And they're going to look for it possibly under this keep. The pings go down. Diablo's on the way. Mei looking for something. Doesn't catch anything so far. Diablo riding all the way up. Maybe trying to get the flip and knockback. Not having to use too many resources here. He is in Baby Diablo. There goes the Ice Wall. It does catch the Anduin again, so the Holy Word not available. The engage is here. We get the Dragon Strike onto the Diablo. It is Baby Diablo, so he takes a lot of damage, and that's a big pickup for Anti-Clown Association. Because this objective is here, and Diablo is on a 60-second death timer, so that is a huge pickup. If they can get this objective, you know, they're going to go for the boss play in the bot lane. Anti-Clown going to get the boss in the top lane. I do not believe this boss, maybe with the siege minions, it can end, but they could send the Malthael back to try and delay. And now they're sending everybody back for this boss. Will they get there in time? I don't think so. I think this is going to be picked up successfully. So that will be the objective claimed, and this is going to delay the curse significantly. Mei looking like she's trying to find a fight, just get anything she can. In the backline, has the Tychus, has the Anduin, but Malthael gets the Unstoppable, so does not get stunned out. Tychus is going to be the call, but Anduin pulls him back to the boss, using this boss as just any type of shield that they can. Anduin running the opposite way, trying to split the team. Anduin is the first to fall. Tychus will fall next. Lucio is there, the ice wall, just to make sure that kill is secured. But look what this has done. The boss pushing in, Malthael is there, but it's delayed at least 30 seconds, if not more, of this curse. And now Anti-Clown Association has to go ahead and see if they can get any more of this map relief. Gonna siege up the mid lane. Should get this no problem with 2 members dead. May even try to get the mid keep here. See how much they can do to this wall before the curse ends. Hogger gonna try and get the camp up in the top lane. And we'll see how much more they're able to do. Maybe get some fort in the top with the minions there. Looks like the rest of the team maybe set up a boss play. They have the numbers. This boss will not be contested. Use the boss to get the top fort. So it is going to be a fort, but kills continuing to slowly build up. I believe at one point it was 8-1. Now it's 10-8. So Anti-Clown Association closing that gap. Boss was not able to get the keep. It's very low, but didn't quite finish. But Thrall and Sylvanas are on their way. Can just shut it off. Diablo is there as well. The 5-man committing to the top lane. Anduin going mid, as is Tychus. This is going to be looking like a potential just pick up the keep. Anduin backed himself off. Tychus going to go for the camp. They're not going to try to end through the bot lane here. Everybody on Anti-Clown backing their way up except for the Hogger, and now thinking better of it. Possibly worried about the core rush, realizing that Anduin and Tychus weren't there, but Anduin has shown up. Is there for the protection. Actually, we've got a lot of blinks being burned, both by the Sylvanas and the Diablo, but they catch the Mei. Mei is silent, so she can't pop the passive, and that's a big pickup. Also, Hanzo does fall, so this is a huge pickup for heavy impact here. They don't have Tychus, but they only have 3 members left. There goes the APOC onto the Hogger. Hogger trying to spin his way into the back line. Malthael trying to get in on the Sylvanas. There goes the Holy Word. Lucio does have the boop available. The last rites goes down. Will it get the Sylvanas? It does. And Malthael showing what late game Malthael can do. Hogger jumping on the Anduin. Malthael fighting the Diablo. Diablo going to go down. Anduin is actually going to be the first one. Thrall going to go down. This is a huge defense coming in. And Malthael Hogger getting so much value. Look at that. And the boss in the top lane gets the keep for the team. So now the win condition is there for Anti-Clown Association. Massive defense coming in from Malthael and Hogger. Can't forget about the Lucio. Got an incredible boop to interrupt the Holy Word of Salvation there. But my, oh my, everybody grouping up. Malthael able to just continue to lifesteal, keep himself healthy with the Lucio heals, and refuse to die. Of importance too, the boop allowed the last rites to go through on the Sylvanas, so gets the kill there. Malthael getting a little bit more cooldown reduction at 3 stacks so far. And they're looking like they want to end here. They have the Malthael, but they don't really have the siege pressure without the Hanzo, so think better of it, back themselves off. Got the keep, so again, chipping away here at this map pressure. That first objective put them in a really, really tough hole to get out of, but they have been slowly climbing their way back out, making this a very, very close game. May able to pick up the objective, Hanzo getting this bruiser camp here. And it's getting down to the nitty-gritty. One fight could swing the game in either team's direction. Win conditions available for both teams through the top lane. All lanes really for heavy impact. Top lane for the Anti-Clown Association. And I really like to see a huge play by the Diablo here. Going to be able to find that pick. Get that lockdown like they did onto the Mei with the Wailing Arrow so that Mei can't use her passive. Or find another target like the Hanzo. But Hanzo going to just continue to scout. Worried. Always got to be careful with a Diablo lurking around the corner. Diablo continuing to get himself stacked up to 62 soul stacks. Still not at that number 100 he wants to be at. The later this game gets, the harder it is to get those souls stacking. And the second objective, neither team needing this objective, but both teams posturing like they may want to fight over it. They're all just going to try and delay. And everyone going to go ahead and poke, and we do see Heavy Impact conceding this one. It's not in a favorable position for them, not wanting to commit too deeply here. But now we do see the engage by the Diablo, gets a flip, the Wailing Arrow, and there it is. That's what I wanted, and Diablo delivered, gets the ping out. Now the Holy Word of Salvation makes sure that none of that damage hits. Lucio is turned on immediately, very low, and is going to fall. to the Thrall. That is going to be 3 kills to none so far. Malthael will get back, but he doesn't have the Lucio to heal him this time, and there's one more member for Heavy Impact. They did it last time. Will they do it again? It's going to be a tall order for this Malthael, Hogger, Hanzo combo. Have the damage, don't have as much healing. We'll see if they can do it here. Diablo throwing the APOC down again. The unstoppable pop by the Malthael, but he's getting so low, immediately falls, and that may be it. That is going to be a huge pickup for the side of Heavy Impact. Diablo not done, looking for blood on the Hanzo, and that will be it. Game number 1, gonna go over to Heavy Impact. I mean, Anti-Clown Association, they gave him a run for their money, fighting back tooth and nail, but ultimately Diablo got the pick I wanted to see, gets the kill there, and that will be game number 1, going over to Heavy Impact. GG's from both teams. Sorry, the map was actually picked by blue. I've got to update that. Oh, what happened here? Can't see the stats. Well, that's not good. Hold on, I'm not entirely sure. What's going on? I'll have to fix that. Let me get this back. Let me just do this real quick. We'll get you some stats while I figure out why the stats are just being silly. But there you have it. I mean, Hanzo found it, May ultimately getting caught. We saw it happen once before. We saw it happening again. And Diablo able to make her punish with that Wailing Arrow from the Sylvanas. So big pickup there in the late game by Heavy Impact, coming away with the win. Hanzo putting out the 92k, started getting the damage to ramp up significantly once he got that simple geometry finish and the piercing arrows done. Thrall putting out a lot of damage. This triple bruiser comp, just not quite strong enough. Thrall able to get a lot of sustained damage over time. Tychus and Sylvanas actually getting out damaged by the Thrall quite a bit. 8k. But look at the soak that Malthael was able to do. That is absolutely insane. There are the talents for those interested in those things. And while I leave it on there, I'm going to get this source figured out. Why it decided to be all wonky on me. I'm going to have to reset a couple things up here. But that is our game 1. Get it over the map overview while I get us set up for game 2. And it looks like we are going to be headed to Tomb of the Spider Queen, waiting to see which team is the one that laid claim to the Tomb of the Spider Queen map. Actually picked up by Anti-Clown Association here. Going for map pick. What is going on? All right, everything is getting a little silly over here. So I'm trying to update this. This map was picked up by Anti-Clown Association. It's their second map in a row. There we go. Got it all figured out now. Got the readies coming out in the chat. So I'm going to make sure the teams know that I am ready as well. Think I got it all set up right now. Goodness gracious. The teams flipped on me, flipped around again. It's just getting nutty in here, but I think I got it all set up. Heavy Impact has the 1-0 and Anti-Clown Association taking us again with map pick, meaning first pick going to go over to Heavy Impact for the second game in a row. And Tomb of the Spider Queen. Smaller map. Still focusing on those close quarter combats. Diablo could definitely be another champion that we see coming out strong here in game number 2 as well. Likes to fight in these close-knit corridors using the APOC to get his team that advantage. It's going to be the Hogger band coming out from the Anti-Clown Association, though. Ran it themselves in game 1. Don't want it to go over to Heavy Impact in game 2. And Heavy Impact sticking with the same bands here. Going to ban out the Nazebo. But Anti-Clown Association going to get that first pick. Got something up their sleeve since they are going to go ahead and ban the Hogger, ban the Leoric as well. So a lot of these off-lane matchups getting banned out by the Anti-Clown Association. Heavy Impact banning out the Nazebo. Believe in game number 2 or game number 1, they matched it with the Falstad. But it's going to be Rexar this time. Falstad not having as much value on a smaller map. Still can get a nasty gust in some of these tight corners, but doesn't have the flight potential. And Rexar is going to be the ban out. And Junkrat going to be picked up first by Anti-Clown Association. I'm so excited. I'm glad Junkrat has really come on strong again here in the beginning of Season 12. A lot of playmaking potential you can see from a Junkrat. Using those traps to disorient enemy teams, focus them to reposition their pathing, boot people back into your own team, and it's going to be the Blaze Vala, picked up by Heavy Impact. Vala receiving a few substantial nerfs in the recent patch. Still very dangerous with their Q build. And we'll see if that's where Vala elects to go, but Mason Blaze getting his Blaze was banned out in game number 1. Not going to happen here in game number 2. It's going to be the Malfurion Malthael picked up by the side of Anti-Clown Association. Running that Malthael very successfully in game 1. Really kept them in that game in the second half of the game. Going to try it again here on this, again, a close corridor map. And Malfurion being picked up has the ability to get vision into those small little bushes, the smokestacks. Also being able to just put down a massive crowd control grass field to really make sure that enemies have a lot of trouble repositioning or getting around some of these fights. Can really separate teams with a well-placed route. Anubrak again the focus from Heavy Impact, not wanting to see the Beetle come out again. No, Anti-Clown Association gets first pick. Map pick went over to Heavy Impact. Like I said, they kept swapping back and forth, and I was trying to change it around. I eventually got it right. This is Heavy Impact getting the map, taking us to Tomb of the Spider Queen. Anti-Clown Association is going to be the ones that get the first pick, and it's going to be Diablo. So don't want to see the Lord of Terror here again. Anduin picked up again with the Stitches. So we've got a small little kidnap comp potentially coming out here. Stitches hook into the yeet, into the walk into the back line. We'll see what the rest of, I mean, it still could be a Gorge, kind of just be that front line for Vala and let her hyper carry as well. So we'll see how that rounds out. It's really going to depend on what Anti-Clown Association, if they get a lot of mobile champions, it may be more difficult, but Kerrigan, Johanna, full steam ahead coming out from Anti-Clown Association. Wanted to just engage and jump on the enemy team. So this may actually turn into a Putrid Bile Stitches rather than a Kidnap Stitches. And Infrared, going to be that last one. They play Zeratul. I don't know if it's Infrared that plays the Zeratul, but it is going to be the Medivh committing fully to the Kidnap comp. I've seen it come out of Heavy Impact before. Gonna run it here again. Tomb of the Spider Queen, not a bad map because you can pull people over some pretty janky walls, get them from one lane to the other really quickly. We'll see how efficiently. They really heavily committed to this Kidnap comp. Gonna have the Stitches Medivh portal with the Anduin lockdown. And Vala just saying, absolutely, I'll take that. So here we go to game number 2. right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go into game number 2. On the blue side, we have Anti-Clown Association looking to even this series up. We've got Caesar Salad on the Johanna, Dude Abides on the Malthael, got Kelsier on the Junkrat, Got Filth on the Kerrigan, and Valimar sitting on that Malfurion. Meanwhile, on the red side, leading the series 1-0, we've got Heavy Impact, Tremor on the Stitches, Roger on the Vala, Weary Day on the Anduin, Mason Blaze on the Blaze, and we've got Medivh because for some reason we cannot get Medivh's name when Medivh is in Eagle form. Infrared. How could I forget Infrared on the Medivh? Here we go. Stitches getting some more self-sustain out of this level 1. Going with the Patchwork Creation. Going to be a hard target to take down in the earlier game. Not going for as much health regen with the stack quest, but Vala committing to the W, looking to get the W stacks. Did get a little nerf. It's not significant enough that I was like, it's going to just completely kill the build. But it's a little bit of a nerf to the W at level 4. But Roger and Weary Day heading down to this Malthael in the bot lane. Mason Blaze going to commit to this top lane, and we're going to see, I believe, a 4-1. 4 in the bot lane and double soak by the Blaze. Maybe we'll keep the Medivh up here to get some wave clear as well. But Kerrigan coming in, jumping on Weary Day. The root goes down. The combo does miss. Medivh able to just pop on in and say, what's up? And now we have a 3-on-4 here in the bot lane. Junkrat is here looking for the displacement. Kerrigan does not have the stun available. Stitch is roaming himself down. Gets the hook actually onto the Malfurion. That's the target that they actually really wanted. But the root's going to go down and dissuade any of those shenanigans and continue to get this fight here in the bot lane. But it's going to be Johanna against Blaze here. I anticipate Malthael, once he picks up this camp, will switch this out, wanting to be there for the early camp pressure. Will trade up with the Johanna, so we will see Johanna in this bot lane. But Kerrigan getting hooked in, pulls the back, but misses the stun onto the Vala, getting low, and Vala committing to this fight. Gets a lot of damage going down, and that will be first blood going over to Roger on the Vala. So was able to sidestep the Kerrigan, able to get the rest of the damage in there. Getting first blood for his team. Malthael able to pick up the camp. Dude Abides able to secure that for his team. Meanwhile, no bruiser camp picked up yet by the side of Heavy Impact. We'll be able to go and get it pretty quickly with the Blaze. Getting that extra damage to minions. Mercenary with those Incinerator Gauntlets at 4. But the Siege Minion continue to push in the bot lane. Everybody committing to this defense here. Kerrigan not landing the stun. Stitches going ahead, coming in from behind. Gonna clear everybody out. Right now sitting about 38 to 27 on the gem count in favor of Heavy Impact. Got the early kill, so we'll naturally have just a slight gem advantage. And Vala gonna go ahead and start the camp. Gonna get a little assistance here by Anduin eventually. There he comes. Gonna get in here for the heals, make sure that Vala doesn't get too abused by those bruiser minions. Medivh sitting on about 12 stacks right now, looking for magical number 40. Doesn't want to die, lose all those stacks. Gets displaced by the Junkrat, but nobody really there to be able to follow it up. Nice Iron Skin by Johanna, make sure Blaze doesn't get anything from that jet propulsion. And Bruiser Camp picked up by the side of Heavy Impact here. Have turn-in potential with 51 gems. Everybody kind of unloading on the side of Anti-Clown Association, knowing that there may be a fight over one of these objectives in the not-too-distant future. Stitch is trying to see if he can find anybody. Going fishing. Didn't catch anyone that time. But the thing about having a Stitches on your team, it's going to hit eventually. And when it does, watch out. Was able to get that Malfurion earlier, and Kerrigan in deep trouble here, but the hook does miss. Anduin able to secure the kill for the team. And actually Johanna in a really good spot. Beautiful body block coming in from Blaze and Stitches there. Johanna is in real deep, and that is the power of the body block. Johanna gonna fall as well. Great positioning coming in by Heavy Impact here. Able to get 2 more kills and start off this game number 2 with a 3-0 and a first Web Weaver phase in their favor. And I anticipate, you know, most teams typically tend to focus the top lane due to the boss play, but some teams like to go to the bot lane, get the bot lane pushing so teams have to respond to it, setting themselves up for a better boss scenario. So it's, do you want the pressure in the top lane and deny the healing? Actually, Vala getting caught out. The Kerrigan combo does land there. Malthael going to secure that kill. Anduin trying to run away, gets the teleport all the way over and going to get himself away. But a good pick up there. Kerrigan getting a nice rotation in with the Malthael, able to secure that kill. And a pretty good defense coming in from the side of Anti-Clown Association. Only losing 2 forts in the bot lane. And I think 1 fort, nope, not even 1 fort. Oh, it's still not over in the mid lane, but probably 1 fort in the mid lane. Maybe the second, sorry, these are towers, not forts. The fort towers. Losing 1 tower in the mid lane. And we'll see Kerrigan getting rooted out, gets the cleanse, continuing to try and fight on, but will not survive. Blaze making sure of that. Malthael getting pulled back into the team by the Stitches hook. Stitches actually getting boot forward, gets himself back, and Johanna able to use the blinding light to make sure Vala didn't clean up any extra kills, but Vala now sitting at 20 stacks on the W, has the extra damage. Gonna be able to start pumping out a little bit more damage here in these fights. Also, that she will continue to keep stacking that up, but 10s are coming online for the side of Heavy Impact. It is going to be the Bunker by Blaze, the Gorge by the Stitches, the Holy Word again by the Anduin. It is going to be the Polymorph, or the Polybomb, picked up by the Medivh. Vala still holding on, electing to go for Strafe or Rain of Vengeance to be determined. Meanwhile, 10's online for the Kerrigan. The Ultralisk picked up. 10 also by the Malthael, Last Rites. Twilight Dream from the Malfurion, Falling Sword by the Johanna. We've got kind of a stare-off between this Junkrat and Vala, both holding on. We'll wait until the next fight. Actually, Junkrat committing to the Riptire now. Vala still deciding if she wants to go Strafe or Rain of Vengeance. Will probably not pick it up. There she does. Gets the Strafe. More damage, less crowd control. Kerrigan actually get picked. There's the yeet. Will she get behind? The portal's there, but she does get pulled behind. Falling Sword picked up by the Johanna. Able to get the Stitches, but nobody really able to follow up. Damage being in the mid lane, Malthael being in the top. Another Red Web Weaver phase coming in. Johanna getting really low. Malfurion doing his best to keep him alive. Here because the Malthael, or the Medivh portal. The cheats are real. The disengage is actually really big by the Junkrat there, and able to get the kill, gets the reset on the Medivh quest too. Huge play, and that's why I love Junkrat. Recognizes that Medivh's trying to get back to his portal, boops him away. The portal goes away, and now Medivh is in a really rough spot. Well played by Junkrat there. Absolutely impeccable timing. Gets that kill for the Anti-Clown Association, and again, really negating a lot. Oh, maybe too soon. Blaze comes in with a big jet propulsion. The Falling Sword out by the Johanna interrupts the Strafe from the Vault. That may have saved Malthael's life. I'm going to go ahead and say it for sure saved Malthael's life. Malfurion actually getting pretty low there. Johanna uses the Iron Skin and is going to back herself away. But Junkrat going to get pulled in by the Stitches. Stitches went fishing and caught a big one there. Look at all these gems just laying around. A big jet propulsion polybomb by the Medivh and Blaze. And that is going to be 2 more kills. And Johanna does not have the Iron Skin. That is 41 gems. Oh my goodness, all those gems. That's a huge power play coming in from the Heavy Impact, excuse me. So although they weren't able to do as much as they wanted with that second Web Weaver phase, they got the ultimate prize and got rid of almost all the gems from Anti-Clown Association. So big pickup by Heavy Impact there. Have the 13s, and this is where we saw Heavy Impact start to run away with the game in game number 1. Looking solid once those 10 came online here in game number 2 as well. But we do know Anti-Clown Association, even though they're down, they're never out of a fight. They have this Kerrigan pick potential with the Malfurion. Will be able to just lock down a target and blow it up. Medivh does have the Protect, so it's going to be a little harder to burn through those single targets. But if they can catch it away from the Medivh, it will be almost assuredly a kill. Blade's going to go ahead. Jet Propulsion in, doesn't connect, but has the oil spill to make sure there's no counter engage onto him. Stitches does get the hook onto the Junkrat. Falling Sword immediately committed by the Johanna. Didn't get the Gorge off. And so that will be a disengage from the Anti-Clown Association. Stitches not able to get the full combo. This bunker gonna go to not. But we do see the gem turn in potential now sitting for Anti-Clown Association. Gonna be able to get the turn in if Heavy Impacts allows them to. Top lane is gonna be a tough gig. Johanna actually being the one eating here. Does have the Iron Skin to get away, but the Ultralisk is submitted. Johanna pops the Iron Skin, gets herself away, committing to the Stitches here. Gets a disengage. Blaze also focused. Polybomb down on top of the Johanna. Here comes the Riptire. Hits onto the Stitches and the Vala, but big heals coming in from the Anduin. And really, it's just a blow for blow, but neither team getting the kill. Kerrigan almost getting that turn in. Wants to unload those 21 gems. Get the Web Weaver phase for her team. Medivh having nothing of it. Getting those interrupts with the Q. And now we see the rotation down. Stitches going fishing again, but the unstoppable pop by Malthael. Make sure that doesn't happen. Kerrigan gets the turn in, and we have the first Web Weaver phase by the blue team. Kerrigan rotating through, gets onto actually the Vala in the backline. Continue to use that Ravage to jump around. The bunker is dropped for the Vala, but she is just using the Anduin Yeet and healing to get herself back in, put the damage down. They all collapse on this Johanna. The Polybomb down, so she can't drop Iron Skin, and that is a pickup for Heavy Impact. Getting one kill here and looking to do more damage. Kerrigan trying to get a push out, but realistically, this minion's so far back in the bot lane, already at half health. Only going to be able to use these Web Weavers to kind of push the lanes out. Not going to be able to push without their tank and get some of this value. And that's going to give Heavy Impact another gem lead. So it's just barely missing onto the Kerrigan there. This Web Weaver just going to walk herself, probably not to death, but pretty darn close to it. Medivh going to come in, kind of figured out. I always hate when it's like Medivh, Malfurion, Malthael on the same games. I start saying Mal, and then it's just, it fits into everybody. But we go ahead and see Anti-Clown Association picking up their Bruiser camp, trying to get the map pushing in their favor a little bit, also trying to get to their 16s, but Web Weaver phase coming in again for Heavy Impact. Third one. And this one is going to be a critical defense needing to come out from Anti-Clown Association. So far the story has been when a team gets a turn in, the other team gets a kill. We'll see if that story keeps going. Oh, Junkrat's getting pulled here. The portal not going to go down. Falling Sword actually committed the Unstoppable, and the Riptire gets the explosion, dies for it. Everybody able to jump into the bunker, get themselves healed up. Kerrigan getting jet propulsion on. Big strafe coming in from the ball, but a huge Twilight Dream coming in from Malfurion. Make sure that that strafe ends. Last Right's going out onto the Vala, but is not going to be enough. Anduin able to get the healing back on top, so the damage is not enough to finish. And now the engage is on the portal. Everybody going to the back line. It's a party back here. And Stitch is looking to see if he can find that kill, but Malthael's starting to turn into that unkillable mode. As the Malfurion Hills, able to get a lot of the damage. A big hit, hook again by the Stitches. Blaze going all the way in there, and that is Johanna going down. Polybomb spreading to the Malthael. A second kill and a staggered death for the side of Heavy Impact. They have the minion siege in the bot lane, getting a pretty good push in this mid lane. Top lane is already gone. Kerrigan was able to get up and finish it off. But Mason Blaze looking like he wants to find a fight here in the bot lane. Not able to do so. They're looking. Stitches doesn't get the hook there. So close, but he's able to get the Gorge onto the Kerrigan. The pull is in. The portal not available. They used it to teleport over, but Kerrigan gonna go down. A jet propulsion from the Blaze solidifies that kill. Malthael gets rooted out, but gets the swap onto the Stitches. Riptire going out, holds, and gets the explosion onto 4 members, actually. So some pretty good damage. Malthael is in, does have the last rights available, but the Polybomb returns onto Malthael, and Medivh coming in, trying to get that final kill. Oh, he gets displaced, and that is going to be probably a pickup here. Last rights go down, but doesn't get channeled all the way. And that is going to be a traded kill for kill. 2 kills to 1 for Heavy Impact, 14-3 in kills. But Anti-Clown Association not ready to give up quite yet. Still going blow for blow here, saving all of their keeps. Malfurion getting pulled all the way in. I mean, that channel that coordination. Blaze trusted the Stitch's hook, recognizing it already connected, and was channeling that jet propulsion before the hook really even started pulling Malfurion back and able to land it just immediately. Johanna gonna fall second. Kerrigan in deep trouble, gets gorged, gonna get thrown back even further. Her Ultralisk is trying to save her, gets into the cocoon, tries to jump away. Oh, Blaze missed! Kerrigan may end up getting away here. Unfortunate miss there, but still 2 kills to 1 in favor of Heavy Impact, and they're gonna go ahead and pick up this boss. Tremor coming in with the amazing hooks. His account must be controlled by infrared. I love it. Absolutely. Stitch is coming in with some big hook plays, getting his team, and that's the thing about Stitches. You always can depend on Stitches landing a few good hooks, and if the rest of the team is like Blaze and ready to follow up right away, you're gonna get the kills. The important part is Stitches, by the most part, has been landing these hooks onto the Malfurion and the Junkrat and the Kerrigan. I believe he's only gotten Johanna once or twice. So able to get it on the target that matters. So not only landing hooks, but landing it on the right targets here. Boss coming in, starting to siege up this top lane. Riptire being used by the Junkrat, able to land onto 2 members here. And really the siege is on. Kerrigan is in the back line, trying to see what she can find. But Medivh just continuing to scout it out. Kind of zone the Kerrigan off from the air. Be that bird's eye view. Stitch is not able to land the hook there, so the re-engage is on under the tower. Stitch is actually getting rooted and put to sleep. Kerrigan trying to land the combo, does connect with a polybomb. Make sure that Kerrigan has no more follow-up damage. Malfurion gets gorged. The portal into the back line here. Johanna using the falling sword to try to get back and save the Malthael. And now Stitch is getting pretty low. Vala using the strafe to get herself in. Kerrigan doing her damage, gets the Medivh again, so Medivh not able to finish, gets inside the cocoon. Is not able to get away, so it is going to be a 1-for-1 trade. But again, making sure Medivh isn't able to get the stacks. Big hook onto the Junkrat. Oh my goodness, Junkrat is able to get away just ever so barely. I believe he was at 200 health there. Hook coming in again, catches the Malfurion. Big hooks coming in by Tremor here in game number 2. And able to get the keep. How about that? Gets a minion that time. But 2 huge hooks onto the Junkrat and the Malfurion, and it looks like the core is being called. Everybody starting the siege. Vala just continuing to sit back safely, put the damage down. I should call her Reaper because, you know, that Reaper skin looks really good. But that is going to be where the siege ends up. 20s online for the side of Heavy Impact here. It is going to be the penetrating Death Siphon coming out from the Vala. Is going to be that extended glyph of polybomb from the Medivh. Going to be the censure from the Anduin, getting that extra crowd control. Going to be that upgraded bunker, fortified bunker. And Stitches going with the master hooker. How appropriate in this game. Showing absolute comfortable hooks on this Stitches, playing it very well in game number 2. Continuing to get Heavy Impact off to a very good start in this series. Anti-Clown Association just getting their 20s online. The upgrade Falling Sword from Johanna. Upgraded Twilight Dream from Malfurion. No one can stop death from the Malthael. It is going to be the Blink coming in from the Kerrigan. And the Grenade, the Cannonball, coming in from the Junkrat. It is going to be the Kidnap onto the Johanna, bringing her back. She does have the Iron Skin available, walking herself out, had the Falling Sword if she needed it, but there she goes. Now she needs the Falling Sword and is able to get herself back again. Kerrigan not able to engage due to the polybomb. Gets hooked in mid-Ravage. Vala starting to put out a lot of damage here, continuing just to get as much damage as she can with that Death Siphon. The hook goes down. Malfurion gets himself pulled in. The root connects from the Anduin. Big kills, but Medivh gets turned around. Malthael trying to get the damage down. Kerrigan and Malthael just diving onto the back line. This is a big turnaround by the side of Anti-Clown Association. Malthael is in the middle of his team. Gets the Blaze as well. Has to back up from the ball. 1-2. It bounces away. Kerrigan using the Ravage resets. Gets on the Stitches, but Stitches not able to land the hook onto the Malthael. Junkrat gets away. Vala still wanting to commit to this fight, and now we see the counter engage, but big fight coming in from Anti-Clown Association. They did lose their bottom keep, and the siege minions are starting to siege up pretty heavily here. Look at this core start to fall, so You like to see this late game fighting that they're starting to bring back here, but a little more cost in this game than they did in game 1, losing the shield and almost 50% of their core. So gonna have to be aware of the map pressure moving forward if they decide to do that again. Meanwhile, Heavy Impact, they have a ton of map pressure, have all their forts still standing, so can afford to be a little bit aggressive, but Stitches doesn't want to be that aggressive. Gets the Kerrigan. Kerrigan has her comp. Here comes a falling sword. The yeet from the Anduin is able to save. The turnaround hook, trying to connect, isn't able to land, but the Web Weaver's coming in. And this is going to be mostly just, again, another wave push Web Weaver phase. All these minions are going to be in the base of Anti-Clown Association. Junkrat trying to get them pushed out as well as Kerrigan. Junkrat not going to be able to do so. Kerrigan as well. Just can't get them all cleared quite yet. So these spiders are going to be way, way back. And going to have to continue to siege forward here. Medivh flying. Going to get the vision for his team, but this mid Web Weaver already gone. Portal drop, making sure Stitches does not fall. And that is it for the Web Weaver in the middle. Top and bottom still at about half health. They will be able to push up to about the walls, and that's probably as far as they're going to get. But Anti-Clown Association looking like they're just trying to find some sort of fight if they can get it in a favorable position and try and relieve some of this map pressure here. Heavy Impact not budging yet. Using the Stitches just to be the playmaker. Blaze actually committed to the top lane, so they're not really looking for a fight right now. Asking Blaze to go get that top lane pressure relieved. So this bottom fort will go down. Oh, I think Stitches just barely scratched the back of Malthael. I don't know if it would have hit, but it was too close for comfort, so Malthael having to pop the Unstoppable. Make sure that he does not get pulled there. And now we see the boss focus coming in from Anti-Clown Association. Medivh is going to be here. And I mean, they want to fight them away from everything. So this might be a good way to get Heavy Impact out where they want them. Make them forced to engage on something here. Leyline is not available, so the steal is not there. Johanna seeing if she can find the front line, but look how safe Anduin and Vala are playing. Anduin here for the pull, but lands out into Blaze, so that means the backline is available. The Blaze is, oh, but the Vala goes down to the last rights, and that was a huge separation. Anduin wasn't next to the Vala, and here they come in. The engage is on Anduin trying to run, but gets booped all the way back. Junkrat coming in huge, and that is 2 picks by the side of Anti-Clown Association. Huge play coming in there, and it was the separation of the Anduin and the Vala that really cemented, and they saw Anduin was away and just dove onto that Vala. Medivh did his best to protect her, but ultimately she does go down. That's a big pickup, but here's another return. Johanna uses the falling sword. They didn't quite get the finish. Don't have as the most damage alive quite yet, but these minions have to be answered in the mid and in the bot lane. These are some very, very healthy spiders. And the longer they wait, the more these spiders are going to be able to do. But here they go. They're looking for a potential counter engage on the Stitches. Malthael is going to be the one to clear up all the minions. Kerrigan just jumping around with the Ravage, has the resets. Trying to get another one here. Connects, has another one available, connects that one as well. And now trying to finish off, but the Protect comes out, the healing coming in, the Falling Sword onto the Blaze. Blaze using the Unstoppable to get himself away. And Stitches connects the hook onto Malfurion, gets the Gorge. Vala is back alive, as is the Anduin. And Malfurion is in way deep. The Death Siphon is popped, and that is 1 kill. Kerrigan sitting very low as well. And that is 2 kills. Big pickup here coming in for Heavy Impact, and the hunt is on. Johanna's Iron Skin will run out, trying to get in, use the Condemn to get herself away, but Blaze going to make sure that doesn't happen. A 3rd kill. Falling Sword is going to try and get the Malthael onto the Vala. That is going to be a 3rd kill. Malthael just committing to see if he can get the Vala. Not going to be successful in doing so. Last Rites thrown out, only does a sliver of damage. Malthael able to return. Junkrat actually was able to pick up the Medivh in that 1v1 skirmish. So it is a 4-on-2 right now. Malthael is alive, and we'll see if he can do some more late game heroics. Vala is the focus that needs to be taken down. Junkrat putting quite a bit of damage down, but the healing coming out from Anduin is so much. And that is going to be a kill onto the Junkrat. Malthael, does he have it in him to save it? Holy Word goes down. Malthael does not have any way to interrupt that, and this will be game 2, going over to Heavy Impact. GG's both team. And here we go coming in. Again, I have no idea why my source was messed up there. Tried to fix it, did not fix. So I'll have to play with it. Yeah, it's still a little messed up, but I'll be able to figure it out in the future. Just got to go tinker around with it. Tested it before and it did work. Made a couple more changes, may have broken something. So we'll just look at the stats here for now. You can just ignore the chat that goes on in the bottom right corner. But look at the Junkrat damage. I mean, Junkrat was making the plays. I love to see Kelsier on that Junkrat. Was able to get the boops over and over and over and over again. You know, set his team up for success, really, with a couple of those fights. Kerrigan was able to get in the time they got in on that volley. You started to see it turn around, but it's the second game in a row where Anti-Clown Association, they had the opportunity. They were clawing back in it, but the map pressure was just too much. They constantly had to keep sending Malthael back to deal with the collapsing lanes into their base. And ultimately, Malthael getting separated from the team, it allowed Heavy Impact to re-engage, delay and re-engage and ultimately win these fights, which has really been the story of this series. That early game, right around when the level 10s come online, Heavy Impact get this big value play that puts Anti-Clown Association behind. So if Anti-Clown Association is going to start crawling back into the series, get this reverse sweep started, it's going to have to be that small little cleanup around the level 10s and then not fall so far behind in the macro game that they can use this late game team fighting that they've shown in game 1 and game 2 and ultimately take it to a game 3 victory here. Healing, about what you expect. Anduin pumping out a lot of healing in that game. Malfurion doing a fair bit himself. Throw it over to the talent screen for a few seconds so you guys can see what's coming out. Kerrigan going with that Ravage build, getting those massive resets. Malthael just standard Malthael, trying to get as much damage and sustain as he can. Big commitment into the Q build from Malfurion. Becoming pretty standard, gets the sleep at level 1 and then just commits heavy to the healing. Wants to keep his team topped off against the Vala and get some of that burst heal against the Kidnap comp. But Vala did commit to this Gloom W build, even though it got nerfed and the Death Siphon got a massive nerf, no longer getting the healing. But able to play it rather efficiently, putting out a lot of damage. Medivh just committing fully to the portals. I really love this Anduin play that I'm seeing. Weary Day has just put on a pretty significant show here in this series. But what we're going to do is I'm going to take a quick short reprieve, go refill my water glass here, and we'll get set up for game number 3. Don't go anywhere, anyone, and I'll see you on the other side. All right, ladies and gentlemen, got my water refilled, ready to rock and roll here in game number 3. It is going to be Towers of Doom. We did see Anti-Clown Association elect to go for first pick again in this game number 3, so Heavy Impact getting to take the map and are sending us over to Towers of Doom. Kind of a fun map, known as the potential you're never out of it. Even if you have one core shot left, could still keep your team in it, eventually turn this thing around. But, and this is where the 10s, being online for the side of Anti-Clown Association, maybe pretty significant. They have a little bit more, the falling behind in the macro pressure. It can hurt you if you fall too far behind on Towers of Doom. If they get like a 6 cap and start rotating on you pretty significantly, then it can be pretty difficult, but not necessarily the end of the world if you lose that bot tower, able to claw yourself back in. And we'll see if that bot tower, most teams typically focusing that bot lane on a map like Towers of Doom, wanting to get that bottom fort and get the 5-3 tower shot advantage for all the objectives when they come online. Getting readies coming in. We do have readies coming out of Heavy Impact right now. Still waiting on the readies to come out from Anti-Clown Association, maybe finalizing what they want to do in the pick and ban phase. All members are in. We're just waiting for this last ready to get into the game. But Heavy Impact, I mean, if there's another map that the Kidnap comp works well on, Towers of Doom is it. Able to get your team way out of position.
Towers.
And ultimately able to really, sneak some of these kills. That Stitches may be a focus, or the Medivh, either one. I think they did a very good job playing around the Medivh, especially with the Junkrat. It was just the Stitches pairing with the Medivh that made it challenging. So if you're going to get rid of a piece of the puzzle, maybe focus on the Stitches here rather than the Medivh, since, again, not very many minions on this map to block the Stitches play. But we'll see how Anti-Clown Association elects to approach it. They did ban Blaze in game number 1. Didn't ban it in game number 2, and we'll see if they elect to go back to banning it in game number 3. Mason Blaze doing a lot of work on that Blaze. Immediately following up those hooks when needed to. Almost using a sixth sense to time it up, tee it up and stun them out. A lot of thought going in, but it is going to be the Stitches ban. Anti-Clown Association do not want to see that again. Tell Heavy Impact you need to pull something else out here. We'll see what champions come out in the double soaking game. I mean, if Malthael is not banned away by Heavy Impact here, I almost think Anti-Clown Association is going to run it a third time. Malthael hasn't been the problem. It's actually been part of the success in their game number 1 and 2. It's just he's always having to go back and clear, the macro pressure with the Malthael. Can't stay there and be in the team fights. When he's there for the team fights, they're winning the late game team fights. It's just he's not able to quite get there when he wants to. And it's going to be the Falstad and Vala band out here. First pick going on over to Anti-Clown Association. We'll see where they elect to put the focus. And they're going to take the Blaze themselves. Dude Abide's going to take away the Blaze from Mason Blaze. You're going to use that Bunker Blaze to provide that map pressure here on Towers of Doom. Cut off some of those choke points if you can. And separate out the teams. We'll see which way. Do they steal the Malthael away? You're going to take the Anduin and go with the Tychus again. Bringing the Tychus out a second time. And bring the Anduin out a second time as well. Or a third time, actually. This has been Anduin all 3 games. Weary Day. Showing some power on that Anduin. The massive healing potential that he has. Using the Holy Word of Salvation. But Mei going to come out and Hanzo. So here we go. We got the Blaze and the Mei and the Hanzo. Similar to what they ran in game number 1 on Cursed Hollow. That hyper carry Hanzo. We'll see if they pair Malthael and go that triple bruiser frontline kind of composition with the hyper carry Hanzo. Using the W build again. Lucio going to be banned out by the side of Heavy Impact. That is the healer that they ran in game number 1 with this hyper carry composition. Will it be the Diablo ban? Since that is what Heavy Impact used to counter the comp in game number 1. Force them to pick something else. to run into this triple bruiser composition. But it's going to be the Anub'arak. Beetle getting a third ban here. Now we'll see what Tremor decides to go here for that tank option. And Fred going to go on the Sylvanas. So again, running the Sylvanas Tychus. And it's going to be Diablo. So it's the same composition in game number 1. Coming out for both sides here. We just need the Malthael. They can't get the Lucio, so they're going to have to change out the healer. And they weren't able to get the Hogger, got the Blaze instead on the side of Anti-Clown Association. But it's the same 4 champions so far picked up on the side of Heavy Impact. It's going to be the Brightwing healing this time. Good champion to get that rotation and give them a little bit of advantage to the offlaner. And it's going to be the Li Ming. So keeping Malthael out of it this time. Getting more burst damage onto these lockdown targets. And Li Ming does an excellent job at delaying on this map. But Brightwing, or sorry, Dahaka. Well, yeah, Brightwing was picked up, but Dahaka going to be picked up by Mason Blaze here. Very, very scary champion on a map like Towers of Doom, but he can get from that top to bot lane very quickly and come rushing out of those bushes. So here we go. Game number 3 underway. Anti-Clown Association trying to take this series all the way to 5. Heavy Impact looks to close it out early. I'll see you in there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Game number 3 on the blue side. We got Anti-Clown Association. We got Caesar Salad on the Mei. Valimar on the Brightwing. Got Filth on that Li Ming. Duda Bides on the Blaze. And in the bot lane, we got Kelsier on that Hanzo. Meanwhile, on the red side, we've got Heavy Impact. We got Roger sitting on that Tychus. Mason Blaze on the Dahaka. Tremor on the Diablo. Infrared on the Sylvanas. And Weary Day on that Anduin. Going into the mid lane, we already see Anti-Clown Association again worried about the Sylvanas cheese, sending everybody to the opposite lanes, not looking to fight here. Stacking quests coming out of the Dahaka and the Hanzo so far. Li Ming getting the fast teleports, the extra mobility at level 1. Dahaka actually landing the tongue onto Mei. A big stun going in as well. Anduin able to get the root, and this could be first blood. Mei, oh my gosh, I believe it was 70 health. Able to get herself away, skate away. Just barely. And Heavy Impact coming out, delivering a pretty big blow in the early game. Not able to get the kill, but able to make sure Anti-Clown Association is waking up and respecting this Diablo combo again. They didn't see it in game number 2, and they're like, oh yeah, we forgot that Diablo was able to really punish the Mei. Didn't have the silence arrow yet. 10's not online, but man, Mei's like, oh yeah, I remember that now. I remember this. It's definitely something scary to worry about when Diablo and Sylvanas get a cooking. Each team going ahead, picking up their sapper camps. No invades yet. Heavy Impact looking like they might for a second. Backing off though. And it's going to be Blaze against Dahaka in the off lanes. Dahaka going to be able to out-rotate that just ever so slightly. Blaze will be able to catch up at level 4 when he gets that extra damage to minions. Meanwhile, the 4-mans are going to sit in the bot lane, scrap it out here. Dahaka actually taking a fair bit of damage. We'll wait for this first triple altar phase to come online here in the not too distant future. But definitely the poke advantage. I have to give advantage to the side of Anti-Clown Association. Li Ming Hanzo, I mean, that's a lot of poke coming your way. Tychus will be able to dish it out every once in a while with a grenade. Oh, great polymorph there from the Brightwing. May have saved Mei's life there. Diablo actually going up, trying to clear out some of this mid, while Blaze uses that level 4 talent to get a lot more pushing pressure and double soaking pressure to match Dahaka. Dahaka actually going to stay up in that top lane. Go against Blaze and try to just outpush him and get the rotation with Li Ming in the mid lane. Gonna lend a little bit of a helping hand here. Get that mid lane pushing and gonna go up to the top lane. Maybe look for an early camp. Maybe just set up for a delay, and now Blaze and Li Ming are gonna go up and get the camp. But Diablo finds Mei again, gets the slam. Anduin comes in with the root. Sylvanas is in, the damage is going down. Tychus is trying to shred. Does he have the grenade? He does. And that is gonna be first blood going over to heavy impact right when these altars are coming online. We'll see if Hanzo can delay this. I don't believe he can. Diablo's just gonna zone him off, but Li Ming's gonna get the delay on Dahaka. So it's 1-for-1 so far. Blaze going to come down, see if he can get the delay, but Tyka's going to make sure that doesn't happen. And the rest of Heavy Impact just going to go to this bot lane and start sieging it up.
Raven Lord will not keep me from this realm. Let the assault begin.
Meanwhile, in the mid lane, going to be the focus. 5-man commitment here. Diablo looking for the Mei. Doesn't have any slam, so just going to follow her. Gets the flip, gets the almost slam. It was very close, but ultimately one more toe was needed to get the stun. Diablo gonna go back and get his stacks up. Sitting at 68 right now. Hanzo at 8 stacks of his W. Actually, the stun goes down onto the Li Ming, able to just use the E to get herself away, and it's continuing to just blink around the map. But look at the Tychus grenade damage. My goodness. That is a lot of damage. 7's online now for both teams, and each team gonna go ahead and go pick up their own camp. Blaze rotating in, trying to give some sort of assistance, maybe just to prevent the counter engage. There is gonna be no real engage coming out from anyone there. Diablo kind of sitting in the bushes, seeing if he can find another pick, really waiting for the 10s to come online, where we see that gross combo that they were able to land and just lock down any target they want with the APOC silence and really make people fear, respect the engage potential. Tremor taking a fair bit of damage here, is going a different build, doesn't have the big front line to auto attack, so gonna go for the W sustain build on Diablo this time. Get a little bit more healing off of those fire stomps rather than the auto attacks that he did in game number 1. But Dahaka actually catches a Brightwing in the top lane. Polymorph going down onto the Sylvanas. Will she have the Banshees available? Not. Gonna back herself off. And it's this 3-on-3 fight here in the bot lane. Mei going all the way in. Hanzo able to finish his quest off a big stack on Diablo right there. Able to land it on all arrows. So now Hanzo gonna have that additional damage. Blaze looking like he wants to pick the fight on to Tychus. Tychus trying to get himself away. Sylvanas looking like she was trying to flank. Maybe got a little bit too far behind the enemy line. Ends up going down. So big pickup for our Anti-Clown Association. Gonna get rewarded potentially with this tower. And even this core shots up at 32 apiece. Now the race to 10s are on. Anti-Clown Association leading it ever so slightly, but both teams will have their 10s before this next altar phase comes online. We're looking at a pretty good siege. Here's the ice wall popped immediately. Tychus really has nowhere to go. Anduin can be there for the pull, but Tychus getting very low. The healing coming out, not quite enough. And with those 10s, the ice wall by Mei, Hanzo holding on, blink heal by Brightwing, bunker by Blaze, the wave of force by Li Ming, and Hanzo's still waiting to see if he goes that Dragon Strike or if he goes Dragon Arrow this game. It is going to be that Dragon Strike. Meanwhile, 10's online for the side of Heavy Impact. Commandeer Odin by the Tychus. Holy War Salvation by the Anduin. APOC from the Diablo. Wailing Arrow from the Sylvanas. Same 4 ultimates, but running it with the isolation from Dahaka. And now this is where the game really gets interesting. 10s are online. Towers of Doom. Got a big 2 altar phase in the bot lane. Both teams have their walls down. So we start seeing these bigger trades going down after team fights. The full combo online for Heavy Impact. They can kill the Mei if they want to. But it will take a lot of resources to commit to a Mei burn. Meanwhile, Anti-Clown Association have a lot of damage now coming out of this Li Ming Hanzo. It can set them up for a really big burst amount of damage with the Ice Wall. Alter Phase coming online for both teams. Dahaka and Blaze continuing this double soak pressure. Blaze in a good position. Dahaka can rotate himself down, but Blaze going to be in that mid lane when these Alter Phases start to be focused here. Going to make sure that we can see everything that's going on in this bot lane here. Blaze actually getting the channel in the mid lane. Nobody going to go interrupt it, so Blaze will get the full channel. So that is one shot going over to Anti-Clown Association. Heavy Impact. Kind of looking like they just want to delay, maybe try to find the 13s, or just wait to find everybody, get everybody to rotate down. Diablo trying to walk through this Dragon Strike. Dahaka is in, burrowed, gets the Li Ming. Dahaka gets stunned out, APOC thrown down. The Ice Wall does not connect with anybody. Hanzo gets blown up in the backline from the Tychus. We got a Rue going down to the Brightwing. She gets flipped around, doesn't get knocked into the wall. Meanwhile, Blaze gets the two-man jet propulsion, able to skeet himself away. And that is going to be Diablo picking it up. So Mei is not the only one skating away. Blaze putting on those shoes, getting himself out as well.
The Raven Lord will fall before me.
And that is 1 for 1 on the tower exchange. 28 apiece for both of these teams. And the mid lane being the focus by the side of Heavy Impact. Have their 13 advantage. Li Ming trying to just poke down some remaining towers here. But Diablo looking for the fight, wants blood, doesn't have APOC available. Gonna have to back up, but now Mei is on the turn. Looking to see if she can find the fight. 5 seconds till the Ice Wall is available. Diablo is at full souls. Not gonna take a whole lot of damage. And is able to get himself back out of this fight. Rotate up to the mid lane. Kind of awkward position he's in. The Ice Wall is coming out. Looks like they thought so as well on the side of Anti-Clown Association. Blaze is here, so they got the rotation. Dahaka not channeling down yet. Holding on. And now we'll have pretty good rotation advantage to Blaze. Gonna go up in the top lane, get the lane pushing, and then can potentially teleport himself in for maybe a camp invade here if the team can scout it out. They know they have the rotation. Blaze is still on mid lane, however, so really not able to do much while Blaze is in that mid lane. Wanted him to be in the top lane. Now he's going to the top lane, so now Dahaka can look to maybe make a play here in the bot lane. Diablo is going to be on the hunt as well, seeing that Blaze is in the top lane. Mei has already used a lot of the combo there. Diablo does get stunned. The Anduin pulls the Diablo back. The Wailing Arrow does go down. Dahaka is in here, but not able to connect. So the call was made, but not able to connect with anyone. And that's just the Wailing Arrow committed so far by the side of Heavy Impact.
Not disappoint me.
So ultimate advantage going over to the Anti-Clown. Here comes the APOC down in the bot lane. Not able to connect with anybody there too. So another big ultimate. Li Ming getting fairly low. Blaze is actually thrown on by the Diablo, but look at this. Just a little anti-synergy going on there. Diablo is going to take some damage. Dahaka is able to get under. Blaze gets inside of his bunker. Everybody low on the side of Anti-Clown Association. Sylvanas putting down some serious pain, and the Odin making sure that the AoE damage is there as well. Blaze trying to return back onto this Tychus. Anduin, I don't believe has a pull available. Has to just use the healing. Drops the Holy Word of Salvation. And now the counter engage looks to be on. Blaze getting very, very low. The tower still has not been channeled yet by either team. Tychus in the back trying to get it. Dahaka pulling the Mei. Diablo gets the slam. Gets stunned out as well. Mei trying to get herself back. The flip onto Blaze. The stun goes down onto Blaze. The healing thrown out. The Blaze is going to get himself away again. Sylvanas will fall to the Hanzo in the back line. And this is Anti-Clown Association coming in strong again. The most important thing, the thing I wanted to see coming out of them is keeping the game even through this 10 to 16 phase. They've done it here on Towers of Doom. That's where they struggled in the first 2 maps. Now can they bring back that late game fighting prowess they had in those other 2 maps? Mei landing a huge wall here, has the Blizzard on top of it. Gonna get the double stun drag. This is perfect. That's the synergy they wanted to land. Anduin taking a ton of damage, as does Diablo. But Anduin able to pump out just a lot of healing again and is able to keep everyone alive somehow. But that was a much better ultimate combination coming out of Anti-Clown Association. Getting some late game confidence here, wanting to send this series to a game 4. Like what I'm seeing out of them here in this game number 3. definite turnaround from their mid-game in game 1 and 2. May's getting some really great ice wall engages. The damage is being put out onto the right targets. Not falling behind in the macro game. Only down 4 towers. Dahaka here with Sylvanas. Brightwing teleporting herself in. The silence goes down, but Brightwing gets the heal, uses the blink, polymorphs the Dahaka, and they walk themselves away. Meanwhile, down in the bot lane, we got a huge fight. Diablo gets the stun onto the Mei. The Dragon Strike going down, but the Ice Wall on top of it. It will still catch. Oh, no, it doesn't because the Holy Word. So Tychus able to turn this one around, and the camp does get picked up by the side of Heavy Impact. All 5 members for Anti-Clown in the bottom half of the map. Dahaka alone in the top. The delay coming in, Li Ming having to bounce herself away. Sylvanas and Dahaka looking like they may go try and interrupt the Blaze. While the interrupt goes down the bot lane, Sylvanas is here. Dahaka's coming up to help as well. And they should be able to zone this Blaze off. Blaze going to get a little bit of a delay, but meanwhile in the bot lane, Diablo getting caught out, gets himself back, but Odin is popped to create more delay. The minions are pushing in. Brightwing now teleports to the top, so we got a 2v2 up here in the top lane. Blaze gets the stun on Dahaka, puts the bunker down, starts putting the damage onto Sylvanas, but has to get out of the bunker in order to get the stuns. That is the channel going to be finished in the bot lane for Heavy Impact here, and now they've gotten 2 of these 3 and are committed to delaying. Now Sylvanas backs out. Dahaka may just try and delay a little bit longer, but the rest of the team is going to push in this bot lane. They don't have the Sylvanas for the turnoff, but they have the Tychus. Ice Wall coming in, doesn't land. It does secure the altar. Diablo actually taking a few tower shots here. Li Ming making all of those orbs count. Hanzo putting down some damage too. Diablo will fall, has full soul stack, so he will get himself back. But a pretty good altar phase. Oh, a nice root from Anduin. It's not going to keep him alive, but it pretty much saved Tychus's life. But a big pickup from the Mei there. 4-2 in kills. And this is going to be this bottom fort actually picked up by Anti-Clown Association. And that is going to be the first map tower picked up. Actually, it's a keep now, so it's going to be a keep pickup by the side of Anti-Clown Association. Heavy Impact trying to get some pressure returned into the top lane, but Anti-Clown Association going to go for mid, and they did have a lot of these walls down. Bunker being thrown out. They're just using this bunker to shred through and keep everybody healthy while they get some more siege damage in there. The top fort did eventually fall, so the maps are back to 4 apiece, or the towers are back to 4 apiece. Anduin is back online, and now team's going to go ahead and trade their towers back, but this is kind of the story right now. What can we see Anti-Clown Association do with the mid lane pressure that they were able to create? We're going to be even up on structure again for this next altar phase. And now we're going to see the sappers being picked up in this bot lane by the side of Heavy Impact, which will give them pushing pressure in the bot lane. So big pickup for them since they did have to pick up their tower at the bot lane. They did get the camps as well. Sylvanas going to make sure they get the rest of that. Dahaka on his way too, so I think Sylvanas is going to start now rotating up. But it looks like they're going to trade 1-for-1 here and be content with the trade in the 1-for-1. Dahaka going up against Sylvanas here in the bot lane. Or sorry, the Li Ming. And 20's now online for both teams. Very close on their 20 pickups. Mei going the snowball at 20. Reduced cooldown on Dragon Strike from the Hanzo. The Wave of Disruption upgrade from the Li Ming. Bunker upgrade from Blaze. And the Blink upgrade from Brightwing. Meanwhile, on the red side, we got the Odin upgrade. That big red button coming out of the Tychus. We got Censure again picked up by Anduin. 2 teleports coming out of the Diablo and the Sylvanas, which is what they ran in game number 1. And the Isolation upgrade from the Dahaka. Mei still trying to find that fight. Nox Tremor back in, gets the stun. He is in Baby Diablo form, but ooh, unfortunate Wave of Disruption there. Makes the orbs miss. A nice pull from the Anduin, saves Diablo's life. Dahaka not able to land the tongue, but Diablo going in with the APOC, catches Blaze. Blaze does not have his bunker to retreat to, but Tychus is stuck inside. The Dragon Strike goes down, it catches Diablo, the Holy Word. Diablo teleports himself away. So Anduin getting the save. And now we're seeing the Mei pop the passive, getting pulled back in by the Dahaka here. The flip by the Diablo, she skates, but not away, goes down. The Dragon Strike being thrown out again. Big red button coming down, not going to connect, but the Tychus continuing to get a lot of the seed pressure. It's 1-0 so far for Heavy Impact. Looking to pick up this tower here in the bot lane. And that's going to make these core shots go 8-20. Boss is on the map, so as soon as they finish the channel, they could go pick up a boss and make this match altar phase for Anti-Clown Association. Sylvanas heading up, the rest of the team in tow. Gonna try and pick up this boss here. I don't anticipate a stop. I don't think they can delay long enough for Mei. The 20s are online, so they might be able to use this bunker, but I fully anticipate they're just going to try and push out this bot lane and get map pressure in their favor again. Hanzo looking like he's going to go steal that bottom sapper, so it is going to be the 4 shots. And that does put us on match altar phase. It is just going to be the 1 altar in the bot lane. So this is kind of best case scenario right now for Anti-Clown Association. Only having to defend that bot altar. Make it a do or die moment, not having to split up the team against the Dahaka of all players. It has to be Brightwing and Dahaka playing a game of chicken while the rest of the 4 have a fight if there was any more towers available. The Dahaka's starting to put some pressure on in that top lane. Mid lane was picked up by Anti-Clown Association. They're getting some pretty good damage, but Diablo committing the fight. Dahaka is here. The Ice Wall goes down, gets the Dahaka, and then Brightwing being pinged, but isn't able to get picked up here. So no kills. Again, a great disengage by Anti-Clown Association. Now they're trying to get the return. Tychus pops the Odin. Dahaka burrows just in time. And the altar is online in 25 seconds. A lot of ultimates used here. Short cooldowns on the side of Anti-Clown Association. 20 or 60 seconds, excuse me, for Dahaka. The towers are back even again. Mei not able to land. Dahaka landing another great burrow there. Blaze jumping all the way in. Tychus getting fairly low on the Odin. Anduin able to pull himself away. The Dragon Strike, a pretty dang good Dragon Strike. Tychus is in like a really tough spot. Not able to get in for the delay. Li Ming is getting the channel, and they're not able to delay it, so a good pickup by Anti-Clown Association there. Get 4 shots. It's now 16-4, but they're not done. They're looking for more. Mei skating herself in. The Dragon Strike being thrown out by Hanzo yet again. Doesn't connect. And Li Ming just putting out the poke. And we got a pretty big 5-on fight still erupting here. A lot of people getting hits, nobody dying. Ice Wall going down, catches the Diablo. Big stun down onto the Dahaka. Tychus actually jumping forward though, looking like he wants to try and find some kill. Blaze getting tongued in by the Dahaka. Brightwing immediately jumping down. The Dragon Strike keeps everybody up top, but the Holy Word's going to negate any of that damage. Sylvanas is just in the backline trying to do the damage, gets low, Anduin heals it right back up, and Li Ming, the first to fall. Now the chase is on. Blaze getting rooted out there. Diablo making sure that he gets locked down, and that is 2 kills for the side of Heavy Impact. That is a big pickup. That fight went forever, but ultimately Heavy Impact coming away on top in that fight. Gonna be able to pick up this bot tower. Gonna go back and get the mid one as well with Dahaka. And these 3 sappers are gonna spell real danger. Take this core all the way down to 1. Dahaka actually now committing to the top lane defense. Doesn't want to lose the tower here. Getting in deep, is able to burrow himself away. Mei could be able to punish this. Dahaka just has so much sustain, it's so difficult. Diablo actually teleports himself over and catches the Hanzo, knocks him back, but the Ice Wall is beautifully timed. Make sure Diablo can't get any more follow-up. Dragon Strike thrown down. And this is going to be the 6 cap going down. Dahaka Diablo able to stall it long enough. The tower shots are coming. These minions, 1, 2, and that will be 3. That's going to be game 3 going over to Heavy Impact. But man, what an epic, epic last fight coming in from the side of Anti-Clown Association. I mean, how about that? Well done by both teams. Heavy Impact continuing to assert their dominance in Storm League, coming away with a 3-0 domination victory, but those were 3 very close games. Game 1 and Game 2, not as Not as close as it was here in game number 3, but still very close. Like if you watched Anti-Clown Association, they were coming back in both games. It was just the macro pressure was built up a little too much. Game 3, that macro pressure wasn't there as much, and they're able to execute it well. I'm going to go ahead and message Mason Blaze, see if he wants to throw us a potential interview. Let me get captain's list pulled up here. There he is. We'll see if I can get Mason Blaze coming in here, or somebody coming in here. That's going to block everything. Alrighty. Sounds like the side of Heavy Impact say, we think we'll pass on the interview today. That is the right end. For sure. I was excited to get to interview them again. I've gotten a few interviews with them in the past. Always enjoy being able to cast their games. First time I've ever been able to cast Anti-Clown Association. Played against them once or twice, but never been able to cast. So it was fun watching them come back here in game number 2. Unfortunately, I do not have moderation privileges for this channel, so I cannot set us up for raid. Hopefully there is a mod that can start to look up a raid for us. But man, what an excellent series. Like, that was so fun to be able to watch these two top tier teams duke it out here. Great map play by both teams. Well done. And yeah, thank you all so much for coming out. Definitely appreciate all the support. Glad you could be here for this Storm Division action between these two fantastic teams. You know, for those who are unfamiliar with me, my name is IceX. I do cast over on my channel, twitch.tv/IceX02. If you want to watch some more of my streams, my casting with a lot of this NGS action, you can go over there, drop a follow. You'll be able to catch me over there. Unfortunately, they didn't get the update for the caster, so it's going to continue to link you to Taco. I'll throw it in the chat. Why not? But that's where you can find me in the Twitch chat. Other than that, coming up this week, tomorrow night, I'm off. Thursday night, I've got some a scrim that I might do a point of view cast for. Maybe get up a replay cast later that night. Friday, I've got a couple casts coming up. I've got another Storm League matchup coming up on Friday as well. So I'll be back on this channel on Friday at, I believe that one's at 5:30, not 6 o'clock Pacific, 8:30 Eastern. And then on Saturday, going to try and pick up some NGS action, maybe throw down a free replay cast and just have some fun, relax on Saturday. It's been a busy, busy week in casting so far. I believe I'm casting 4 out of the 7 days this week. So a lot of fun, but thank you all again so much for coming out. I'm going to see if I can get somebody to throw us over for a raid. And in the meantime, have a wonderful evening, everyone. Hope to see you all here again on Friday. If not, over on my channel. Have a wonderful evening, and thanks for showing up. Take care, everyone.